It's playoff time here in Anaheim as our Angels are gearing up to take on the New York Mets here in the 2031 American League Division Series. Let's just take a quick look through what our staff is going to be looking like here. 1 through 4, it's going to be Perez, Gallen, Lodolo, and Abel. This is just based on how they ended their seasons, essentially. Perez and Gallen are both on fire. Lodolo performed better than Abel down the stretch, so that's our 4. We're rocking the three-headed stopper here of Estrada with 8th in close game, Lilly and Healy with 7th in close game, all secondary high leverage roles. We have Santa as the use more often middle relief slash stopper. Lopez as the lefty specialist middle relief guy. Then we've got Eric Rose, and we've got Jacob Miller in the bullpen as well, with Brian Wu, with these two avoiding high leverage, where we want these guys being used more than these guys. The bats, take a look at the bats here. We have OOTP catching, Shanuel first, Neto second, Cruz third, Watson short, Padilla in left, Broyhill in center, Carlson in right, Soto at DH, and then against lefties, Padilla's back at third, Gutierrez is in left, and that's basically the only change. So we are ready to rock and roll here. We are going to be heading, or we should take a look at the Mets. We should take a look at the Mets. I almost forgot to look at the Mets. So boom, let's look at the Mets here. They finished the year at 93 and 69, one game behind the Yankees. So they had to go through the wild card because they were one game back. And then the Orioles, wow, the Orioles didn't make the playoffs and they won 91 games because the American League was so stacked this year. That's crazy. Win 91 games and you miss out in the playoffs by 2 games, and you go 8-2 down the stretch and still miss out in the playoffs. That is brutal. Tough luck for the Orioles there. And they got a bit lucky, too, because their Pythagorean was lower than their actual record here. Yeah, their pitching was really bad this year, and they can still hit really well. They scored the most runs in the American League. But we've seen teams like the Red Sox won the World Series a couple of years ago on this save with an offense like this and a pitching staff like this. But the Orioles just did not get lucky in this new realignment format. So yeah, let's go back to the Mets here. Boom, Mets homepage. So yeah, they won 93 games. We are going to first let's take a look at their injuries. So are there any big names on here? Former Angel Edward Cabrera. It looks like he put up a decent season in their bullpen. He's not going to be playing for them. Jacob Reimer, a shortstop, who hasn't really been great for them, and also was bad defensively, so he's not really you would think he's not a huge loss for them. They have Chase McCormick. It's Chase, right? I'm pretty. It was Chaz. I don't know. I know this name, but I'm blanking on how to actually pronounce it right now. Not that it actually matters, but whatever. He's hurt, and he was a fine bench player, I guess. And then they also have Blake Dunn, who looks like he wasn't really a major league player for them. So they don't have any too big of injuries here, but taking a look at first let's take a look at their team stats here. They were projected, their Pythagorean 91 wins, overall 93 wins, and they struggled down the stretch here, but they did win the wild card round. Despite that, they were on fire in August. They had an insane May as well. But down the stretch at 12 and 16 in September. And if we take a look here, really good pitching staff, second in runs allowed, a bunch of ones here. We got ones in ERA, 1 in bullpen ERA, 1 in WAR, first in home runs allowed. Defense is kind of middle of the road, but overall a really solid pitching staff. And then their bats really held them back. I mean, pretty impressive that they won 93 games with this type of offense. But I guess they do have the home run. They do have the home run ball, so, they have the ability to, I guess they were probably more so hitting solo shots. But, I mean, if you have the home run ball, you do have the ability to hit that 3-run home run. So, if they're hitting, I don't know. I guess if they're getting on base enough with singles or something, but, it's not like they're very high in hits or extra base hits or on base percentage. They just hit home runs. So I guess they're just hitting a lot of nobody on solo shots. And that's their offense. But let's take a look at the pitching staff here, sorted by innings. Looks like their number 1 guy is Billy Charlton out of Fresno State. Is he a real guy? I don't think he's a real guy. But anyways, he was a first-round pick, 10th overall for them by the A's. And he got on the Mets in a trade for Steve Jett, who is an Oakland first baseman, putting up good numbers for them. And then, of course, I right-click out of it, and it doesn't bring you back to this page. And they also got this prospect who is still in rookie ball. So yeah, not much getting that from that, but Billy Charlton here is their ace. Put up a 3-WAR season. They a bunch of really good wars here in their rotation. Kyle Bradish at age 35, still putting together good years. His first, I guess he got traded to them at the deadline here, and he was really good with the Mets and really good with Texas, having looks like his best year in a while. Like, he's been putting together like okay-ish seasons the past few years, and now this year, just at age 34, almost now 35, just boom, he's a stud, back to being a stud. So having a good year. They also have Mitch Spence, who I guess is more like he's an innings eater type for them. Put up a 3-WAR this season, but solid all around, extreme ground ball. We love those guys like that. They got a bunch of innings from Yu-Min Lin, who I guess started for them and also did some bullpen time. He's going to be in the bullpen here in this series. Jared Jones, former Pittsburgh Pirate, is a part of their staff. Looks like he just got traded to the Mets here at this deadline. Was not really doing too hot with Pittsburgh, but he's been really good with the Mets here down the stretch. We take a look at his career. Yeah, he's been like a solid pitcher for his whole career in Pittsburgh. So, now he's age 30 in the Mets here as a not expiring free agent. Or maybe the Mets extended him. He does have an extension. So maybe he was expiring and then the Mets extended him. Let's see. Nope, he signed the extension with the Pirates, and then the Pirates improved. And then the Pirates got rid of him. The Pirates got rid of him once they extended him. So that's weird on their part, but Pirates, I guess, going to do Pirates things. And then Hayden Birdsong, former Angel, in this bullpen, putting up a solid year. 19 starts for them. Going to be in the bullpen here in the offseason, but I guess he kind of rejuvenated his ability to start once he went to Montreal in the expansion draft. Put up a solid season for them. Not anything too special, but solid. And then goes to the Mets this year in a trade in the offseason and puts up 19 starts of, solid ball. You'll take a 2-WAR, 100 ERA, league average ERA plus, above league average FIP minus pretty solidly. You'll take that. You'll absolutely take that with this solid K walking only 6.9% of the guys. That's solid. So Hayden Birdsong, good for him. Hopefully it does not come back to the bite us here in this series. Dylan Dodd in their bullpen. They've got Brusdar Graterol, former Angel, as well. He's been with them all season. Brusdar Graterol, former Angel. Ryan Helsley is on this team. Matt Brash is on this team. Wow, this team has all the seriously good relievers in real life. They've got Graterol. They've got Helsley. They've got Brash. They've got Duran. They've got King Felix. Or I guess, don't people get mad if you call him King Felix? I don't even know why I said that. I usually just call him Felix. I'm a big fan of his because when he walks out of the bullpen, he walks out to the Omar whistle, which is top-tier stuff, if you ask me. But, looks like he got traded to them from Atlanta at the deadline, and he's been really good with them here in their bullpen. So, yeah, they got a bunch of, real veteran, solid arms in their bullpen, and then a good mix in the rotation. So good arms. Take a look at the lineups here. Let's sort by WAR. Jet Williams was their number 1 player with a 5-WAR. He's just been an absolute stud for them. Very consistent every year. Constantly above average with a WRC+. Not a big home run guy, but he gets on base a bunch. Always has really solid OPS. Steals a bunch of bags. Plays really good defense, I'm assuming. Yeah, really good defense. So Jet Williams, definitely a very solid player for them. Francisco Alvarez is still here as their catcher. He's another guy who's just an absolute stud for them. Just consistently putting up, just right from the jump in this sim. 5-WAR. 5-WAR if you round up. 5-WAR if you round up. 7-WAR. 4-WAR. 5-WAR. 5-WAR and 5-WAR. Incredible. Great player. And he's good defensively. Then they have Colin Houck, a real-life guy. Okay, real-life player, first-round pick in 2023. I probably knew that. There's a lot of prospects. Cut me some slack. Not all of them are ingrained in my brain, especially if they're teams that I don't really pay too much attention to, like the Mets. But Colin Houck here looks like he's been a consistent like 30 home runs for them, like 35-ish home runs, 20 doubles for the past 3 seasons. So he's a little bit of a power presence in their lineup. They've got Joe Adell. This team's filled with former Angels. Old friend Joe Adell. Let's see what he's been up to since we left, since we traded him. So we had that, it has been a career year for him in that year with WAR. We traded him to the White Sox in that infamous Allen Serta trade that did not work out. They get a 2 WAR from him. Then I guess they moved on from him, and he signed. I think he signed a 3-year deal with San Francisco, where he was like fine. You know, he gave you like production, but he was never like great. And then he goes to the Mets this year with the trade in the offseason, and he puts up a solid 2.4 WAR, 111 WRC plus, 30 home runs. So definitely a solid year for Joe Adell. 12 stolen bases too, which is his most since being on our team. Yeah. So Joe Adell's in their lineup. They've also got, looks like this guy is a bench player for them. Yes. This Rodolfo Canas guy is a, what am I doing? Rodolfo Canas is a bench player for them. Oh yikes. I've got the Tallahassee Regional on right now, and they are up 5-0 on my beloved UConn. We've got to get better than this Hook C. The Hook C, we got to represent. Not great. But Rodolfo Canas looks like he was a starter for them. Or no, he wasn't. I guess he was like a bench player who just plays a lot. But he's on their bench. Garrett Mitchell is their center fielder. Looks like he was a bad center fielder, though. He was indeed not good defensively. He's actually won a Gold Glove before. Is that in center field? In left field. Okay. So now he's playing center for them. Still a 2 WAR, though. Above league average hitter. Christian Encarnacion, solid hitter. Give you 30 home runs. Nothing too crazy, though. We expected this because they're a pitching-heavy team, and then they have like a very solid Williams, Alvarez, and then like Houck and Adell have given you 30 home runs this year, so is Encarnacion. They got a couple decent bats, but nothing like too crazy. They got Christopher Morel on this team. Is he actually playing third base for them? It looks like he's playing absolutely... he's probably DHing and then playing like basically everywhere. Yeah, he's their DH. As you would think, because the guy loves committing errors in real life. Ben Hanrahan. Is this Joel Hanrahan? The descendant of Joel Hanrahan? I think that's what his name was, wasn't it? But he's just like a... I guess he got hurt this year? No. I guess he was in AAA. He was in AAA this year. Now he's up with the team, though, on their bench. They got a backup catcher, Ketel Marte's, a bench bat for them, and he was really bad. Even in AAA, was really bad. Ryan Ritter, solid defensive shortstop. Jose Ramos, decent defensive outfielder. Nothing too special with the bats. It's their pitching, but we have solid pitching too. So I feel like, on paper, I feel like we're better than this team, but obviously we do not play the games on paper. But let's just hop straight into it here. So boom, game 1, taking on the New York Mets. Let's sort this by positions. So yeah, we've got the tie at catcher, the better at first base. They have the second baseman with the 80 overall, and then everywhere else is Angels. Everywhere. They've got 2 if you want to count the tie, but really they just have 1. And I think we're just going to keep rocking with what we've been rocking with here. The AI is going to do everything. I'll probably jump in at some points with substitutions if I feel like I need to, but we're going to see how things go. We're going to jump into it here, and yeah, game 1 against the New York Mets. Our first time back in the playoffs since the 2027 World Series run. Alrighty, top 1. Let's just go half inning and see what happens. Nothing going for the Mets. Bottom 1, nothing going for us. Top 2, nothing. Oh, they do tack on 1. I don't really care too much about what happened. We get nothing. They tack on 1. We get nothing. They get nothing. We get nothing. All right, so it's top 5 here. Let's go RISP. Scoreless inning for the Mets. Scoreless inning for us. Top 6. Scoreless inning. How about us? Scoreless inning. Down 2-0 with only 2 hits in the ball game here. And now Ryan Ritter is on second base here for the Mets. Eric Rose, I guess, has been in the ball game. He's thrown 20. I should probably pay more attention to this stuff, but This is why I'm not good at the substitutions, because I'm just kind of like cruising through watching this stuff. So, but Eric Rose in the game here with a runner on second base and 2 outs. It's their leadoff hitter, Jet Williams, 2-0 count. He rips one to center field, but Mike Broyhill's there to put it away. 3 down, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here in Anaheim. So we've got Logan O'Hoppe. Boom! First and second here. Nobody out. It's Nolan Shanuel. O'Hoppe on second, Padilla on first. First pitch swinging as Shanuel, lefty on lefty action, ground ball right side, and that is not going to be a double play as he beats it out, but it is 1 down now with runners on first and third on the corners here. Brings up Zach Neto, who is entering the postseason on fire, and he shoots a little flare shot at the right field, but it is going to get caught by Ramos. But tagging from third and scoring is going to be Logan O'Hoppe. So we tack on 1, cut their lead in half. 2 down, runner on first for Dylan Carlson. 2-2 count. Ground ball up to the shortstop. He'll take the easy way, and that is out number 3. But we do tack on 1 here as we move things on. Top of the 8th. Garrett Mitchell leading things off for them. And he gets on second base. Alvarez on first. Nobody out here. Jeremiah Estrada on the hill. And it's Colin Houck, full count to him. Gets it blown by him. That's 1 down, strike 3 swinging. We move things on. Next batter, Christian Encarnacion Strand, ground ball. Double play around the horn. Gets out of the inning, does Jeremiah Estrada. Works the ground ball. That's why you have the ground ballers, folks. As we move things on to round 8, bottom 8. And former Angel Yohan Duran is in the game facing O'Neal Cruz, coming in as a pinch hitter here. And let's just go batter by batter here, late game here. Down 2-1, Duran versus O'Neal Cruz. It's a 2-2 pitch. The kick and the delivery. Goes down, looking, watches it for strike 3, brings up Mike Broyhill. 1-1 count to him. Here it comes. Ground ball up the middle. Gets through into center field. And Broyhill reaches base. So he's on first here with 1 out. Brings up Khalil Watson, the defense first catcher. I think this is where we have to come in and pinch hit. We have to go substitutions. Pollard. Boom. Substitutions. So it's a righty on the hill. Yes, it's a righty on the hill. I feel like we could go Lombard here, but I don't really trust him against righties, even though he's fine, but I'd prefer him to play against a lefty. I think we're going to go Lesnar. Here. So Spawn Lesnar is going to come in to pinch hit for Khalil Watson. Let's see what the Rook can do here. And we're going to go 2-2 count to the rookie Lesnar. Little bloop shot into center field. That lands in because the defense was played way back to the wall, and Broyhill's going to get into third base, as that is a little single for Chris Lesnar, the pinch hitter. We have first and third here, and Broyhill was hurt. Dude. Of course he was. Why wouldn't he be? So we got to bring in a pinch runner. So we need a guy to play shortstop, so we're going to bring in Cholowski. Cholowski's going to pinch run, and then we'll probably, put, who are we going to put in center? Oh! No, that's not. We're going to have to put somebody who we don't want in center. I was looking for Gutierrez, and I was like, what happened to Gutierrez? I guess that must have been who Cruz pinch hit for. Yes, it was. So we're going to have to figure out who's going to play defense. But for now, Cholowski is going to come into pinch run because he's going to be playing shortstop for us, and then we can just easily put him somewhere. So, yeah. Cholowski coming in for Mike Broyhill. Boom. And then we can just go up and put him at shortstop, too. So we return to the game. Roch Cholowski is at third base. Chris Lesnar is at first here for the leadoff man, Juan Soto. Down 2-1 here, bottom 8, facing former Angel Yohan Duran back here in Anaheim. 1-2 count to Juan Soto. Here comes the pitch. And he whiffs through it. The sinker gets him swinging. 2 down. And now we're to Logan O'Hoppe, the phenom catcher. 1-2 count. He goes down swinging as well. So the Angels strand 2 in the inning, despite the strong start to it. Cannot get a run across here to make it a 2-2 game even. So it's still 2-1 here, heading into the top of the 9th, and now we have to do this lineup. Yeah. All right, so we need a left fielder and a center fielder. Okay. All right, so it's going to be Padilla's in left. It's going to be... what's Lesnar's range? 65. He has a 50 center field. He has a 50. I keep saying people are stupid for putting him there, but we don't have no other choice. Dylan Carlson's going to play center. Lesnar's going to play right. Cholowski's at shortstop. First, second, and then we need a third baseman, which will be O'Neal Cruz. All right, so that's our defensive alignment here for the rest of the game. And Jeremiah Estrada's at 21 pitches, so I think we are going to get somebody in the game here. I think we're going to go... What do they have? They have a bunch of righties coming up. What is Estrada looking like? I mean, he could go. He's thrown 1 inning. But he's been throwing like 1 inning outings like all season is the thing. I think we'll just let him rock. We'll let him rock here, at least to start. We'll go batter by batter, so top 9. Estrada facing Joe Adell here, down 2-1. Ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Cholowski. That's 1 down. So Adell's been retired. It brings up Christopher Morel. We're going to see what he can do against him. 1-0 count, or 0-1 count. And that's going to get blooped into center field, so Morel gets on first base here. And I think that is going to be the end for Estrada here. Or I guess it is the bottom of the order. We'll see if he can work a double play. If he can't work a double play, we'll probably bring in Lilly or Healy. Probably Healy, honestly, just to try to keep it at 2-1. But Jose Ramos here against Estrada. 0-2 count, ground, or line drive, and that gets through, and the animation is killing me. That's not what it looked like on the animation, folks. That was not a single. He looked like he caught it, but the animation is not the actual thing that happens here. So Ramos, the bottom of the order here, getting on against Estrada, and now we're gonna come in, and we're just gonna rock Healy, I think. We'll go Lilly. He'll come in. Mike Lilly is gonna come in. Face hand right. I didn't even see they pinched to the lefty. God damn it! I should have brought in Healy. Fuck me. That's a biff on my part. But anyways, Mike Lilly here. 3-1 count, not great. Ball 4. 1 down, bases are juiced for the top of the order here. Mike Lilly facing Jet Williams. 1-2 count, gets him, check, swinging. 2 down, bases juiced, it's Garrett Mitchell. What you got for him? 2-2 count. Mike Lilly punches him out. Back-to-back Ks. Strands the bases loaded. Never a doubt. We move things on. Bottom 9. It's Juan Padilla leading things off against Yohan Duran here. Let's get some offense going, boys. It's a 1-2 count. For the rookie, or the second-year man, Padilla, he's going to fly one out to right field, and that is going to easily be caught by Jet Williams for out number 1. Now we're to the cleanup hitter in Nolan Shanuel, the lefty bat. Works a full count. Here in the top of the 9th, the pitch from Duran is swung on for strike 3. 2 down, brings up Zach Neto. 1-2 count to him. The pitch from Duran whiffs through that as well. Duran shuts us down in the 8th and 9th. And the Angels drop game 1 here to the Mets in Anaheim by a score of 2-1. Not ideal to have home field advantage and lose game 1, but we will rebound, folks. And Mike Broyhill has a hyperextended knee, which is definitely iffy. But it is the playoffs, and we don't really have somebody else we could play in center field. If I put him on the playoff IL, he'd have to miss the whole series, and I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to play him through it. If we did do that, we would probably call up Turley or maybe Terrence Keel. Probably Turley. We'd probably call up Turley to play center field for us. Maybe Sadeed Matthews. Probably not. But it would probably be Turley, but I think we're just going to keep rocking with Broyhill. We're going to let him play through this, and hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. If he has a really, really bad, like, game 2, like he has the golden sombrero or something, I'll probably take him out. But it's the playoffs, man. You got to play through the pain. This is hockey. Hockey guys love being like, oh, I played through a torn labrum. I simply just made it so my entire life post-playing career is going to be awful. All in the name of sounding tough, but also being scared to go into cities. All right, game 2 here, we've got Zach Gallen on the bump. They have Jared Jones going. They do have the advantage with the overalls here, but Zach Gallen, I guess he's not on fire right now, but he was on fire. He's on fire, yes. He's currently on a hot streak. So yeah, Zach Gallen, currently on a hot streak. That's why we have him going game 2 here against Jared Jones. Let's get into it here, folks. The Los Angeles Angels throwing Zach Gallen. Top 1. Nothing going for the Mets. We tack on 1 in the bottom of the first. It was a solo home run from Juan Padilla, folks. 459 feet. What a monster. Top 2, scoreless. Bottom 2, scoreless. Top 3, they tack on 1. What happened? Ramos doubled. Ritter singled. Yeah, and that drove him in. RBI single for Ryan Ritter. So the bottom of the order, striking again for them. Bottom 3 now. We tack on 3 runs here in the bottom of the third. Mike Broyhill singles with the hyperextended knee. Watson strikes out. Juan Soto walks. Classic. Logan O'Hoppe, unfortunate. Oh, he flies out. Juan Padilla, 3-run home run. A 2-run game for Juan Padilla. Another absolute moonshot. 454. My goodness. Juan Padilla is taking over, folks. He was tired of no offense last game, and he's given the Angels a 4-1 lead here as we're in the top of the 4 here. Zach Gallen lets up 2 as the Mets... Alvarez walks, and then Colin Houck hits a 2-run home run. So here we are at bottom 4. Nothing going for us. Top 5. They tack on 3. Oh my God. An absolute stinker of a performance from Zach Gallen. Gets the ground out right away. Gives up a home run to Ryan Ritter, the 9-hitter. Hits a home run. Jet Williams flies out. Garrett Mitchell singles. Alvarez... Mitchell to third. Reached on error. Okay, so I guess, yeah, he reached on error. Mitchell to third. Colin Houck then doubles and scores Garrett Mitchell. So just not a great. Then Eric Rose comes in, gets a strikeout. But yeah, not great. We do have Gallen's hook on very slow because we want him going deep into games in the regular season. Maybe I should have changed that here for this, but, you know, it's whatever. It's 6-4. We've got the offense going. Mike Broyhill here, bottom 5. Let's go a little RISP. Nothing going for us. Top 6, RISP, nothing going for them. How about bottom 6? Nothing going. Top 7. They get a runner on second base here, and they tacked on a run. What happened? So Ryan Ritter singles, gets on base again, and then Jet Williams doubles to drive in Ritter from first base. And it's a 7-4 ball game, nobody out. Eric Rose here on the bump. Let's go to substitutions. We're making the subs ourselves, folks. So boom, here top 7, Eric Rose. We got to get him out of here. We're getting him out of here. It's the 7th inning. We're calling upon Andrew Healy. This is a pivotal part in the game. We're bringing in Healy. Facing lefty Garrett Mitchell. 1-2 count to him. Boom. That's a punch out. 1 down. Williams on second, brings up Alvarez. First pitch swinging. The runner's going, and O'Hoppe cannot get him. So Jet Williams steals third base, now 90 feet away from scoring. The 1-2 count to Alvarez is popped up in the infield, and it is going to be caught by O'Neal Cruz at third base. 2 down, brings up Colin Houck, 1-2 count to him. And he gets punched out. 1-2-3 for Healy after coming in. Or I should say he retires the first batters he faces. And I guess that still counts as 1-2-3, but it is the 7th inning stretch time here. The Mets unfortunately tack on 1 as we are now down 3. Heading into the bottom of the 7th, let's go batter by batter, I guess. So O'Neal Cruz facing Jared Jones. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Whiffs on that. He goes down swinging. 8 strikeouts on the day for Jared Jones, just taking over. But they do bring in the lefty here to face Carlson, which I feel like is a dumb move, even though we do have the lefties coming up. Carlson is a lefty feaster, folks. Looks like it's going to be first pitch swinging here for Carlson, facing the Taiwan lefty. And he plunks him. Carlson's on first base, brings up Mike Broyhill, who does hit lefties well, so we're going to leave him in, obviously. 1-2 count, 1 down, runner on first. That's going to be lined at the center field, lands in for a single. Carlson thinks about going to third, but smartly holds up. So it's first and second as the runner moves up 90 feet. With 1 down here, brings up Khalil Watson. Against the lefty, this is prime pinch hit. Prime pinch hit. We're going George Lombard, folks, against the lefty. Khalil Watson, boom. You've been pinch hit for. George Lombard with the 60 power is into pinch hit. Works a 2-2 count. And he whiffs through strike 3. So he goes down swinging, brings up Juan Soto. 2-2 count. And he slices one third base side, and that's just taking the short way to second for the third out. So the Angels strand 2 runners in the inning. Nothing comes in. And now, do I want to bring in Cholowski, or do I just leave Lombard in at short? He's got a 60 short. Cholowski has a 60 short, but he has the 65 range. We'll just leave Lombard in. Why the hell not? I don't feel like making a double sub for him. But we've got Andrew Healy on the bump still. We're going to rock with him here, facing Christian Encarnacion Strand. Also, I think I saw his name, because it lists his name in the lineup as just Encarnacion, and I didn't realize when I was going over the Mets that this was Christian Encarnacion Strand. But I guess I should have realized that, but I did not. But now I am realizing that this is the Reds' Christian Encarnacion Strand. But anyways, getting off topic here. Healy, facing Encarnacion Strand, blows it by him. 3 Ks for Healy and 4 batters facing Joe Adele now here. 0-2 count to him. And he also goes down swinging, strikeout 4 in 5 batters. Brings up Christopher Morel. 1-1 counts. Fly ball center field, deep center field. But Broyhill is there to put it away for out number 3. So Andrew Healy comes in and works 2 really solid innings for us. We move things on, bottom of the 8th here, and Brusdar Graterol is on for the Mets. Another former Los Angeles Angel facing Logan O'Hoppe. Leading things off, works a full count against the former Angels closer. Ground ball, third base, and the bats are just not doing anything, folks. The bats cooled off after this 3rd inning. Have not scored since then. 1 down, brings up Juan Padilla, the man of the game. Even he just grounds out to third base. 2 quick ground outs, and it's 2 down. Nolan Shanuel, 0-1 count. He rips one down the line. That's going to get into the corner, and Shanuel is going to have himself a double here. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs, but it does have the possibility to get something going here. So he's in scoring position. And it's Zach Neto at the dish here. So he's hot coming into the playoffs here, folks. Full count. Ground ball. Up the middle, gets through. Shanuel's going to round third. He'll head home as Zach Neto, RBI single, makes it a 7-5 game. Just like that. It's a 2-run game. 2 down. Zach Neto on first base. O'Neal Cruz, the big bopper at the dish. 2-2 count. He goes down. Another strikeout for O'Neal Cruz. He does have that ability in his game. A lot of swing and miss to it. But he does have the home run ability too. And just does not come through for us there. So top 9 here. Andrew Healy, he's rocking and rolling here. So I think we're going to go batter by batter with him. See what he does. Jose Ramos, 2-1 count. Not ideal, but it is a ground ball second base. That's 1 down. Neto makes the play. Here comes Ryan Ritter. Get this guy out. He's been a goddamn thorn in our side here, and boom. Healy gets him on the changeup, and now it's top of the order, Jet Williams. Just retire this dude. 3-0. What are we doing? Walks him. walks him. And I feel like we got to let him face the lefty. He's at 37 pitches. This is going to be his last batter no matter what happens. But we got to let him face the lefty. Full count. Spits on ball 4, and suddenly it's 2 outs. And we have to bring in a pitcher, which is going to be Mike Lilly. Mike Lilly is entering the game. 2 on, 2 outs facing Francisco Alvarez. 0-1 count. Ground ball, second base. Neto Fields fires to first, and they strand 2. Move things on. Bottom of the 9th. You do not want to drop both home games here to start a Game 7. We cannot let this happen. A rally has to get going here. Dylan Carlson taking on Brusdar Graterol, the veteran pitcher. Let's see what happens. 1-1 count leading off the inning. That's going to be popped in the air, center field, easy play for Garrett Mitchell. 1 down, brings up Mike Broyhill. 0-2 count, not a great count to be in. He pops one up right field, and that is also just going to be easily caught by Joe Adell in right, or Jose Ramos in right field. Joe Adell's in left. And now it's George Lombard. He is a righty, though, so we are going to pinch hit Chris Lesnar. The Rook coming in to face Graterol. 2-1 count. Ground ball right side and nothing going. The Angels go down 1-2-3 and just fizzle out here at the end of the game. Just a disgusting middle innings pitching performance there that really killed it for us. 7-5 Mets take the win, and they're up 2-0 as they win both games in Anaheim, as we're going to be heading to we in Flushing like Dillon Gee. Out here, Angels, Mets, Game 3. We're down 2-0. Not great. Kyle Bradish going for them. Nick Lodolo going for us. Let's rock and roll. See how things go here. Let's get into it. Start the game. I forgot that was on substitutions there. I will change that real quick. All right, top 1 here. Let's get a little risp going. Boom. Padilla's on first base or second base here with 1 out. Nolan Shanuel's up. Let's just watch it here. Boom! Shanuel, right field, and it dies at the track. Oh my god, that looked good off the bat. Padilla does tag, but it's 2 down now with a runner on third base. Brings up Zach Neto. 0-2 count, not great. Fly ball right field, and the ball is just dying out in right field. Not great. Not great. 2 well-hit balls to right field, but they just die. Doesn't it say the weather? Blowing in from center, but blowing in still. So I don't think home runs are going to be working this game here, folks. Which is not ideal. So Nick Lodolo on the bump here. Scoreless first inning of work for Nick Lodolo. Scoreless for us as well. Scoreless again. Top 3 scoreless. Bottom 3. Garrett Mitchell on second base. Jose Ramos up at bat. Let's see what happens. 3-1 count. Not ideal. Walks him. Now you're on the 9-hitter. Ryan Ritter, who's just been killing us this series. 1-0 count. Ground ball. 4-6-3. Yes. Just when you need it, it's the double play. 2 down. Garrett Mitchell's 90 feet away from scoring. Can we strand him? It's Jet Williams. First pitch swinging. Ground ball right side, and Nolan Shanuel making a play. 3 down. Strands the runner at third base. We're on top 4 here. Little wrist action. Ooh. What happened? What happened? Oh, turns out home runs are no problem when you're Juan Padilla. What a funny home run. 94 miles an hour off the bat, 344. I mean, that is a wall scraper, folks. But, yeah, 2-0 lead here for the Angels. Another little risk, nothing else going, but bottom 4 here. Scoreless frame for Lodolo, top 5. Dylan Carlson, leadoff double. Mike Broyhill, 2-1 count. Ground ball up the middle. It is fielded for 1 down, but the runner moves up to third base. 90 feet away from scoring is Dylan Carlson. Khalil Watson here, 2-2 count. Watches strike 3, not ideal. Now it's Juan Soto, 2-1 count. Oh my god! What? That was a laser off the bat. I guarantee you everybody watching this video also thought that was like a 480-foot home run. That was insane. What was the... I don't know why I'm going to box score. What was the velo on that? 86! 87 miles an hour? What? Dude, the animations in this game love making you look like a moron. Like, in what world? I guarantee there's going to be people commenting being like, yeah, that looked like it was way gone. And it's 89 off the bat? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? But we have the 2-0 lead still. Bottom 5. The Dolo still on the bump. All right. First and second, 1 out. Jose Ramos. 2-2 cat, whiffs through it. 2 down. Brings up Ryan Ritter. Get this punk out. You gotta be kidding me. Ryan Ritter, the 9-hitter, hits a 3-run home run. We have watched the wind bat down home runs from what it was Shanuel, somebody else, and then also Juan Soto. And Ryan Ritter, the 9-hitter, just absolutely killing us this series. Killing us. Makes it a 3-2 lead for the Mets here. Lodolo gets out of the inning. It's top 6. But boom! We tie it up. And look at that. Logan O'Hoppe sending one out. Solo shot. 446. 110 off the bat. Ties the game. We're top 6 still. And then we're keeping it rolling here. Padilla's on third. Neto's on second. 2 in scoring position for the big bopper O'Neal Cruz here. What can you do? 3-1 count. He'll spit on ball 4 and load the bases. That's what he'll do to bring up Dylan Carlson. And they're bringing in a lefty to face him. They brought in Lynn to face Carlson last time, and he plunked him. Are we going to get a little plunk for a go-ahead run here? Some college baseball type vibe. 2-2 count to Dylan Carlson. Here comes the pitch, and he watches it for strike 3. Wah, wah, wah. Not great. So now it's George Lombard, who is somebody we want in against... Oh, they're pinch hitting him. Okay, so they're pinch hitting him for Gutierrez. Or, no, not Gutierrez. Who are they pinch hitting him for? Broyhill. I don't think I agree with that, but it's whatever. Lombard comes in. 1-2 count. Yeah, okay. Well, I probably would have left Broyhill in to face him, but whatever. We do tie it. We strand the bases loaded, though, so that stinks. Jeremiah Estrada's now on bottom 6 here against Christopher Morel. And, yeah, let's just see what happens. Give him a little wrist there. Scoreless frame. Top 7. Scoreless frame. Bottom 7. Andrew Healy's on. Okay. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Ryan Ritter. Please get this punk out. He balked! Oh my god. What is going on? What is going on? I need a sip of water. What is going on, folks? Not ideal. 1-2 count here. Ryan Ritter gets him. You can always trust Andrew Healy. You can always do it, folks. Even though he went to Duke, D-O-O-K. Top 8 here. Juan Padilla leading things off against Yohan Duran. Let's get a little risp. Scoreless frame. Bottom 8. Let's go batter by batter here. Bottom 8. Leadoff hitter is Jet Williams. Slices one. Right side gets through for a single. Not great. Healy's still on to face Morel. I trust that. 0-1 count. Fly ball right field. That's an easy out for Carlson. Puts it away. One down. Brings up Francisco Alvarez. Full count to him. He spits on ball full. We got to get a new guy in there. And they do. They bring in Mike Lilly, who is what I would bring in. First and second here, one out. It's Colin Houck. First pitch swinging. Fly ball left field. That is going to be caught by Juan Padilla. First and second, still obviously 2 outs for Encarnacion Strand. 1-0 count. Line drive up the middle. That lands in. That'll score a run. And the Mets are going to take a 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Not ideal. Brings up Joe Adell. 2-2 count. That is also going to land in for a hit, and the Mets are going to score again. No, they're not. They're going to hold them. They don't want to test. Padilla has like a 75 arm, so that was probably what happened there. Yeah, 75 arm. Luckily, 75 arm trumps the 25 speed of Alvarez. I would like to see him set him, and he would have had an outfield assist. That would have been cool, but it would have been cooler on the last play to keep it 3-3. But 4-3 game, and we have bases juiced here. 2 outs, Garrett Mitchell facing Mike Lilly, 2-2 count. Strikes him out with a changeup. So Lilly does allow Healy's base runner with the Mets strike, and to allow the Mets go 4-3. And we're very much at danger here of going down 3-0 with our backs up against the wall, which is not what you want after winning 96 games. But O'Neill Cruz here. So we've got Cruz, Carlson, Lesnar due up here for our Angels. Just so the AI doesn't do any like weird pinch hitting things, I'm gonna throw it on substitutions for us. And I do want Cruz hitting. He's the lefty. I don't want any of these guys hitting against the right-handed bat. So yeah, Cruz. Let's just see what happens here. Top 9. Leading things off, it's a 1-2 count. He strikes out. Not a great performance there from Cruz. Brings up Dylan Carlson. 1-2 count. He goes down swinging. Back-to-back Ks, and we're on to the final out of the game here. Or we're 1 out away from what I should be saying. And Chris Lesnar, the kid, Spawn Lesnar, the lefty batter with 65 power. Can you do it? 1-1 count. He gets plunked. Chris Lesnar, they don't even want to give him a chance. They're taking the bat out of his hands, folks. And Khalil Watson, we absolutely do not want hitting in this situation. Our best option here is Anthony Gutierrez, even though it is a right-handed pitcher. Gutierrez obviously fizzled out towards the end, but we trust him as a bat way more than Khalil Watson. So he steps into the batter's box here. Chris Lesnar on first, 2 outs. Down to our final out. Down by 1. 2-0 count to Anthony Gutierrez. Fly ball left field, and that hangs up in the air too much. Out number 3. And the New York Mets have gone up 3-0 here in the ALDS. Not great. At all. As we will now be moving on to Game 5, or Game 4. Down 3-0. Folks, we're going to keep the subs on just me this whole game. I'm going to monitor that stuff. So we're going to be going pretty slow here. We're going to try to make a comeback. And that starts now. You've got to take it one game at a time. Don't let us win. Don't let us win tonight. That's all I've got to say. Don't let us win tonight. Mick Abel going against Mitch Spence here. We do have the advantage when it comes to the players position-wise. Let's see how things go here. Game 4 here in Flushing, Queens. Tap 1. Juan Padilla's on second base with 2 outs for Nolan Shanuel. 0-2 count. Strike 3. Nothing going for the Angels. Top 1. What is the weather like? I'm curious. Blowing in from left. This New York wind is killing us. Bottom 1 here. Mick Abel. Scoreless frame. Top 2 here. Scoreless frame, bottom 2. Scoreless frame, top 3. You gotta be kidding me. Now he's got hamstring soreness? I mean, he doesn't have to come out of the game, though, does he? I guess that's substantial now because he has... Yeah, he has double injury, so I guess he's got to come out, so... I think what we're gonna do is... We're gonna put Lesnar in, honestly. So I think we're gonna... Is Lesnar better in right or left? He's better in left. I think we're gonna go... Padilla's gonna play right. Carlson's gonna play center. And then Lesnar's gonna come in for Broyhill's spot. And he's gonna play left. Boom. That's the situation. So Lesnar's on first base here. Top 3. And we'll just hit RISP. Alright, so Lesnar, what did he just steal second? What? A fly... Jesus Christ, a 105.6 fly ball. That is so deep that Lesnar tags up from first base. What the hell, man? So we got Soto up here with runner on second. It's to left field, though. Oh my god. What an absolute monster. Who else is hitting that? Oppo Taco into the wind coming in at like, what is it, 14, 15 miles an hour? 2-run blast drives in Lesnar and himself. Juan Soto, folks, makes it a 2-0 Angels lead here. Let's give it a little RISP. Nothing else going. Bottom 3, Mick Abel. Scoreless frame, top 4. Scoreless frame, bottom 4. Mick Abel's cruising. I shouldn't have said anything. It's first and second, 1 out. Brings up Joe Adell. 3-2 count. Check swing. That's a strikeout. So 2 down. Brings up Christopher Morel. 2-1 counts. Not great. Ground ball, though, at the second base. Zach Neto. Easy play for him. They strain 2. It's still a 2-0 lead here for the Angels. We move things on top 5. Give it a little RISP. Nothing going. Bottom 5, Mick Abel's cruising. Let's give it a RISP. He's cruising. Top 6, Juan Soto. Nothing going. Bottom 6. We'll go batter by batter here. So, first batter facing. Full count. Ground ball at the shortstop. It gets past Watson right under his glove. At least that's what it looked like on the animation. Who knows what happened in reality. So, Alvarez on first. Brings up Colin Houck. 85 pitches. They got this string of righties coming up. Yeah, I think we're gonna go... We're gonna go Rose. Or... We'll let him face Houck. We'll let him face Houck, see what he does. And then we'll 2-1. Fly ball, I should have brought in Rose, man. Should have brought in Rose. First and second, 2 outs. Now we're bringing in Rose. 89 pitches, that's where we're drawing the line here in Mick Abel. I'm on their thing. Eric Rose is going to come in as a ground ball pitcher here, facing this string of right-handed bats. First and second, nobody outs. Eric Rose on to pitch. Christian Encarnacion Strand. First pitch swinging, slices one right side, and I thought Rose was going to catch that. I was like, holy shit. But Shanuel calls for it. That's 1 down. Brings up Joe Adell. 1-2 count. Strikes him out. 2 down. Brings up Christopher. But that just say it was Adell's 3rd strikeout of the game. I think that's what that just said. But it brings up Christopher Morel here. 1-2 count. And Eric Rose blows it by him, folks. Comes in and gets 3 quick outs. We move things on top 7. The 2-0 lead still intact. Give it a little RISP. Nothing going for us. It's bottom 7. Eric Rose will go batter by batter here. Ramos, 3-1 count. Spits on it, ball 4. He's on first base. It's Ryan Ritter. You got the ground ball action. You can get him. Get this punk out. I'm tired of this guy. Ground ball around the horn. Okay, they only get the force out, but I'll take that. So 1 down, runner on first. Brings up Jet Williams. 15 pitches. Absolutely, you can throw through that. 1-2 count. Ground ball. 6-4-3. 6-4-3, folks. Eric Rose. 2 big innings. We move things on. Top 8. Dylan Carlson leading things off against Brusdar Graterol. Let's go batter by batter here. Works a full count. Here comes the pitch from Brusdar. Spits on it, ball 4. Little base on ball action to lead off the inning. Brings up Spawn Lesnar. Works a full count. Ground ball up the middle, weakly hit, but it's weak enough to where they can only get the guy at second, and he beats it out at first. So Lesnar's on first with 1 out, bringing up Khalil Watson. I keep hitting them. I'm used to us being here, so now it's flipped. Gutierrez, probably? No. I mean, he doesn't even hit this postseason. Because the thing I don't want with Gutierrez is if I bring in Gutierrez, then we don't have another outfielder, and I would want to keep Gutierrez in the game, but it's like, where would you put him? I guess we could move Padilla to third. Padilla could play short, I guess. Yeah. We'll do that. Padilla will move the short. So Gutierrez is going to come in, pinch hit for Khalil Watson. Runner on first. Full count. Whiffs through it. Not great. So Gutierrez goes down swinging on the full count nonetheless. 2 down. Runner on first for Juan Soto. 1-2 count. Shoots one out to left field. That's off the top of the wall. Lesnar's got speed here, folks. Soto is at second. Did I see him rounding second? He's holding up at second. So Lesnar scores from first base. Juan Soto tacks on a little insurance run. It's a 3-0 game. Juan Soto's doing it himself, folks. So top 8, they've brought on Ryan Helsley. Here to face Logan O'Hoppe. Works a 3-0 count. Spits on it. 4 balls. First and second, Juan Padilla. Line drive through the infield up the middle. Soto looks like he's rounding third, heading home. He's going to score. O'Hoppe moves up to third. And Padilla's in second. So 2 in scoring position here with still 2 outs. Brings up Nolan Shanuel, the lefty first baseman. The 40 home run man. He can hit singles too, folks. Bloops it into right center, and we're tacking on all the insurance runs. That'll score 2. It's a bases-clearing single for Shanuel, and it's now a 6-0 lead here in Flushing. Zach Neto, keep it going. That also gets over the head of the infield. Shanuel's going first to third. Neto's at second base. What just happened? It got over somebody's head or something, and we're scoring. Oh my god. Is that going to say in the game log what just happened? Zach Neto line drive, and I guess no... I don't understand. Was there an error or something? It looked like a standard, just like little blooped single, but I guess it got through? I don't know. All I know is it's 7-0 Angels. O'Neal Cruz facing Hayden Birdsong here in some Mopportunity. Mopportunity is when you sweep a 4-game set. Mopportunity is not when you come in to close out a game in a mop-up situation. But he does get the ground ball. He does get the ground out. But we're up 7-0 here. And now we have to make these substitutions like I was saying. So, Gutierrez. He can play right, absolutely. Gutierrez is going to play right field for us. Padilla is going to play shortstop. And we are going to return to game here. We're going to sit down Rose because he's got 19 pitches. We don't want to overwork him when we don't need to. We're up 7-0. Let's bring in somebody who I think could just cruise and get us some innings. Do I dare bring in Brian Wu? Jacob Miller, perhaps? What was Miller like in the bullpen? He got 2 appearances. And then Wu was better down the stretch, wasn't he? I guess I can't see that stuff here, but... I mean, it looks like he still gives up home runs, though. Or do we go Santa? Santa could be an option. But he might need to go tomorrow because these guys are going to be not rested. Or maybe they will be rested. No, they won't. They won't be rested. But, yeah, we're going to go Wu. We're going to go Brian Wu. I trust Brian Wu to be able to close out the rest of this game. So Brian Wu's coming in here. Give us just 2 scoreless innings, sir, please. We'll get a little spicy here. Give us a risp. Scoreless inning. Top 9. Little risp. Scoreless inning. Bottom 9. Okay. Encarnacion strands on second. Joe Adele at the dish. 1-2 count. Punches him. Boom. Strike 3. That's 4 strikeouts tonight for Joe Adele, the sleeper agent. 1 down, runner on second. Christopher Morel at the dish. Ground ball up the middle. That is probably going to ruin the shutout. No, it doesn't. They did not send him at third. So it's runners on the corners here with 1 out for Jose Ramos. 2-2 count. That's going to bloop in, and it's going to score 1. I think we're going to have to take Wu out of the game here, and I think we're going to bring in Jacob Miller to close it out here for us. So Jacob Miller is, or I guess they're bringing the lefty. They've got 2... No, we'll bring in Miller. It's a freaking 6-run game. We'll bring in Miller. I don't know why I'm stressing so much over this. Miller's going to come in. 2-2 count. Strike 3. Beautiful. 2 down. Brings up Jet Williams, top of the order. Rips one right field, but Anthony Gutierrez puts it away. And the Angels live to fight another day. Here we go. Yuri Perez on the bump for us. Billy Charlton on the bump for them. Broyhill has the double. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're doing sub, so we can just do it in here. I think we're gonna bench Broyhill here. Who do we put in? I guess Padilla could go to the outfield and Lombard could play third against the lefty Charlton. Yeah. I think that's the move here. Because, I mean, Broyhill, I mean, he's only got, like... The thing is, he's got the double moderate and then 2 minimal and minimal. He's got double minimal and hitting. I mean, he's definitely just going to be, like, a liability if we play him. So, yeah, he can't play. He's not going to play. We are going to bring George Lombard into this opportunity. He's going to play third. Padilla is going to play left. Yeah, we're going to play him in right. No, we'll play him in left. We'll play him in left. Gutierrez will play right. Carlson will play center. And yeah, that's what we're going to rock and roll with here for this game. Yuri Perez on the bump. Let me just double check that I am Soto, Hoppy, Padilla in left, Shanuel at first, Neto at second, Carlson at center, Gutierrez at right, Lombard at third, and Watson at short. Honestly, against, I mean, it's Cholowski's not like, no, we're going to leave Watson in. Watson's been struggling, but we're going to leave him in. He's the better glove. Yeah, so boom. Don't let us win. Don't let us do it. Top 1 here. Boom. First and second, Soto and O'Hoppe both reach base. One of them walked, probably Soto. Padilla. 0-1 count. Shoots one out to right field. That is going to be caught by the right fielder, Ramos. Everybody stays where they are. 1 down. Shanuel works a 3-0 count, and he spits on ball 4. It is bases juiced here in the top of the first inning with 1 out for the 5-hitter, Zach Neto. Works a 2-1 count, shoots one out to right field, but it is going to be caught by Ramos, who has a very strong arm. The throw to the plate is offline. Soto does tag and score to make it a 1-0 game. So we have runners on the corners here with 2 down, bringing up Dylan Carlson. Would be a huge time to break through this slump of yours. But he is not going to do that. Ramos busy this inning. Another pop fly to him. But the Angels do tack on 1, but they strand 2. Bottom 1 here, Yuri Perez. Little wrist action, scoreless frame. Top 2. Boom. 2 down, first and second. Watson on second, Soto at first. Brings up Logan O'Hoppe. 0-2 count. Boom, just strikes out. Angels strand 2. Move things on bottom 2. 1 down, runner on second. Joe Adell coming off a golden sombrero performance. Ground ball out to shortstop. Khalil Watson, easy play for him for the second out of the inning. They're holding up the pinky finger on the index out there. And it's now Christopher Morel. 1-2 count. And he gets him. Strike 3. Move things on top 3. Juan Padilla facing Billy Charlton, leading things off. Scoreless frame for Charlton. Bottom 3 now. Scoreless frame for Perez. Top 4. Scoreless frame for Charlton. Bottom 4. Scoreless frame for Perez. Top 5. Scoreless frame for Charlton. Bottom 5. They get a home run. Who hit that? Joe Adell. Fantastic. We're going to hit him with a RISP. They just hit another one. Jose Ramos. Mets have a 2-1 lead here. He's only at 65 pitches. It's solo home runs here. We'll give him a little RISP, and he gets out of it. Okay, so a 2-1 lead here for the Mets. Light hitting game so far. Top 6 here. Boom. First and second, 2 outs, though, for Anthony Gutierrez, and they're turning to Felix Bautista here in the top of the 6th inning, who is a fly ball pitcher. He has not had home run issues here with the Mets, but he had very much had home run issues with the Braves this season. So hopefully that can creep in a bit here in a situation where we could really use it. As Anthony Gutierrez digs into the box, top 6. First pitch swinging, ground ball, fielded by the first baseman. Encarnacion Strand makes the play, and they strand 2. Strand by Strand. Stranded by Strand. So bottom 6 here. Yuri Perez still on the bump here. We'll go batter by batter at this point. Garrett Mitchell, the lefty. What can you do? 2-2 count. I guess that's what you can do. That's 3 solo home runs for the New York Mets. What is going on? I mean, come on. I don't want to take him out, but I mean, I feel like we have to. I keep clicking the Mets thing. I feel like we have to at this point. Okay, so we have Lilly this game. We have Santa. I don't really want to use Healy at 63%. Like, you could, but I don't really want to. So it's really like Estrada and Lilly who I would want to bring in now if I brought in somebody. I'm tempted to let Perez just see if he can get through this inning. No, he's given up three runs these past 2 innings. It's time. I keep clicking on the Mets thing. It's time. We're pulling the trigger here. Mike Lilly going into the game. Facing Francisco Alvarez. 2-2 count here. Please get an out. Weak fly ball right field. That's going to be 1 down. As Lilly comes in and works an out. Brings up Colin Houck. First pitch swinging. And that's just crushed to left field. Another solo home run for the New York Mets. as I take a sip of my drink, and we are down 4-1 suddenly. Not ideal while facing elimination. Let's hit him with a Risp. Encarnacion Strand gets on second base. 2-0 count to Joe Adell. 3-1 count now to Joe Adell. Ground ball. Watson makes the play. 2 down. Runner still in scoring position. Brings up Christopher Morel, who is first pitch swinging, and he's grounding it straight up the gut. That's going to score Strand from second base, and it's now a 5-1 lead for the Mets. What is going on, folks? Just an absolute collapse here from this team. Can we get out of this inning? It gets away from OOTP, and the runner moves up to second. Morel's in scoring position. Now it's Ramos, 1-2 count. And finally, we get out of the inning, but not before they tack on 3 this inning, 2 last inning, and the Mets have taken a 5-1 lead. 2 errors for the Angels ball club. It's top 7. Felix Bautista still on the bump here, facing George Lombard. I keep clicking on the Mets thing. I think with the lefty on, we're going to bring in Cruz to play some third base. So Cruz is going to pinch hit, and we can just straight up put him at third base. Boom. And yeah, so top 7 here. Let's just see what goes on. 0-2 counts. He goes down on 3 pitches. Fantastic. Real competitive AB there. Khalil Watson's up. I mean, what are we going to do? Pinch hit for him and get a base runner? I mean, we're down 4. Just get on base here. Do something. He strikes out. Sick, dude. Awesome. Top 7. Soto works a 3-1 count. He spits on ball 4. Keeps the inning alive. Brings up OOTP. 1-1 count. Ground ball, and that'll be the end of the... Oh no, it gets away! It gets away! I guess it looked like he dove and he had to rush it to second base, and then it got away from the man covering second and Jet Williams. So the inning is still alive. Soto and OOTP on second and first respectively. Brings up Juan Padilla. Down 4. 3. He's an important guy here. 3 home runs and 7 ribbies this postseason in this series. What do you got for me, Padilla? Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Strand's 2. It's still a 5-1 game. Mike, Lilly. I mean, let's just... It's 7. Let's just bring in Estrada. No, not click on Lilly. Estrada is in the ball game, folks. Can you keep it where it is and give us a chance? The 2-0 count to Ryan Ritter does not make me have good feelings about that. But it is a soft fly ball in the right field. That is one down here in the inning. Jet Williams, top of the order, 1-2 count. Estrada delivers. Check swing. That's strike 3. 2 straight outs. Can he get the 1-2-3 inning? It's a full count to Garrett Mitchell. Ball 4. Holds up. That's ball 4. So not a 1-2-3 inning. Brings up Francisco Alvarez, 1-2 count. But he goes down swinging. So Estrada works a scoreless frame in the 7th. It's stretch time here in Flushing. We move things on. Oh, no, that was the bottom of it. So what am I saying? It is top 8 now. Yu Min Lin comes on to face the lefty Nolan Shanuel. 2-2 count. Goes down swinging. Zach Neto, 1-1. Soft dribbler back to the pitcher. 2 quick outs for the Mets. And now Dylan Carlson. That looked like it was a 1,000,000-mile-an-hour off the bat as well, but it just ends up being right in the glove of the center fielder. Was that even hard? Now I'm curious. I went to the box score when I went to go to the game log. Okay, I mean, it was 99. We'll take that. But still not a hit. Bottom 8, Estrada. facing Colin Houck. 2-2 count. Gets him to go down swinging. Encarnacion Strand. He goes down. Then it brings up Joe Adell. 1-2 counts. He goes down, so Estrada, a bunch of strikeouts in his 2 innings, but the bats have gone quiet here. Gutierrez facing a lefty, which is the matchup we want for him. Immediately down 0-2. Here, top 9, backs against the wall. I mean, the animation looked completely non-competitive. Terrible AB. Doesn't even, just goes down immediately. Now it's Cruz here, who we are going to pinch hit for against the lefty. Once again, I'm clicking on the Mets thing. We're going to go Lesnar here. Lesnar's going to pinch hit. If he gets on, then for Watson, we'll pinch hit Cholowski. So Lesnar. Ground ball, third base side, nothing going. 2 down. Now it brings up Watson, who we are going to pinch hit for because we don't want him. He's been cold. Let's get Cholowski in there. Not that he's a great bat, but maybe he can get on here. Down to our final outs. Trying to face off elimination. And Cholowski rips one down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. He'll be on second base here with 2 outs. Is it a spark, folks? Is it a spark? Juan Soto works a full count. It is not a spark because Soto goes down swinging. And the Mets move on to the ALCS as they take out the Los Angeles Angels in 5 games. Just not great. Not great, folks. Ryan Ritter wins the series MVP. I mean, he absolutely killed us. What can you say? He just absolutely dominated that series. It was not good. It was not. Yeah, so game 1, tough game, 2-1. Very low scoring, but they outdueled us in a pitcher's duel. Game 2, we had a lead early, and then Gallen had a rough middle innings and blew it. Ryan Ritter had a huge game. Game 3, another 1-run loss. Ryan Ritter also had a big game there as well. Padilla just couldn't do it for us with the home runs. He also had home runs in game 2. Game 4, we finally get a win in a 7-1 routing of the Mets with Mick Abel on the hill pitching a gem. And then game 5, we take a 1-0 lead early, and then it's just goose eggs on the boards from there, while the Mets just solo home run us to death, as Yuri Perez did not have the gem he had in game 1 to possibly give us a chance, as the offense just went cold. We had a good offense, and it just went cold in the postseason here. That was really the story, as we dropped to the New York Mets. So the 2031 season has officially come to an end here. As you can see, we have gotten our season score. And I genuinely don't think you folks are ready to see who won the World Series. Just genuinely don't think you're ready for this. The Oakland A's have won the World Series, taking down the giant Dodgers in the wild card round, stomping the Yankees in the divisional round, stomping the Mets in the championship series, and then sweeping the powerhouse St. Louis Cardinals with guys that we know we've been talking about, guys like the Bat Destroyer here, guys like Justin Lampkin, guys like Corbin Burns who have been very good for them. Luke Pettit has put up very good seasons for them. I guess this is his first season with them, or second season, but he's the guy we saw at one point. Luke Little has put up a Cy Young campaign before. Or not Cy Young, but he got Cy Young votes. He's been very good in this sim. He's doing damn good things. This absolute monster team with guys like, who was the big, like Jordan Walker was a monster, he still is. Who's the big bat on their team? Is it this Trevino? Yes, Trevino here. This monster bat they got as an international free agent guy. Just a powerhouse team here. They were 8th in run score and they pitcherless. So they're just a dominant pitching staff with like a mediocre offense. But they won 105 games. go to the postseason, and they lose to the Oakland A's, who did win 93 games. They were a part of this giant group of AL Pacific teams that were really good. But the A's win the World Series. What has been their history here? Wow. So 2024, they've made the playoffs twice in this whole sim. Once in 2027, which was the year that we made it, and then also the year we just made it again, where they go on and win the whole damn thing. The Oakland frickin' A's, folks. A solid pitching staff, third in runs allowed, most hits. They don't hit home runs, they don't walk, they get a lot of hits, they don't strike out. And that was their thing, is they put the ball in play, they play good defense, and they pitch, and they ran that all the way to the World Series with a dominant performance throughout the postseason. Let's take a look at some of the players here. They got Jesus Ramirez is their ace, but he is hurt. And I guess he just recently got hurt. So he left it all out on the line for his team here. The 23-year-old international signing already in his, I guess he had a cup of coffee, his second full season, 197 innings with a 4 WAR, 5 if you round up. Incredible extreme ground ball guy, fan fave, great player to have for Oakland. Trey Yesavage from ECU. He's been a stud for them the past 2 years. He's been a stud for them ever since he's been here, really. Yeah, he had a down year in 2029 where he got hurt, but aside from that, he's just been a solid pitcher for them. Even that's a Gold Glove, but he's been a 2-time All-Star. Now he's an MLB champion. Steven Echeverria is a starter they have who's been solid. Extreme ground ball guy. Jordan Leisure. I think it's Leisure. Solid reliever they have. They picked up from Montreal. Amari Burge, another ground ball. These guys love the ground ballers. They're like me. They love the ground ballers. They do have Rodon. Carlos Rodon gets a World Series championship late in his career. Bryce Miller's in their bullpen. Just, being fine, I guess. But overall, Parker Detmers. This has got to be Reed's brother. That's absolutely got to be Reed's brother. Out of Louisville, that's where Reed Detmers went. This has got to be Reed Detmers' brother. Gotta be. But Reed Detmers' brother out here getting a World Series ring with the Oakland A's. Vince Garza was their closer, another ground ball pitcher with insane ratings. If I was them, I'd be putting this guy in the lab to get up his stamina, get this up to 35 possibly, maybe even 40. This dude's a starter option for you, but I mean, he's an absolutely a monster closer. You'd like to see him, have more of a stopper role, but overall, still very, very good closer for them. Who are the bats on this team? Best bat is Ian Devlin. Huge gap power with good speed. Huge power. Hit 36 home runs. This is his first season in the big leagues at 24 years old. Don't love the fragile already, but, they managed to get a World Series out of him, so flags fly forever. Julio Gomez with the glitched out name. He's just kind of... Let's go Major League here. He was like league average-ish in 2029 and like not quite starter role. 2030, same sort of like 90. I guess he must be getting hurt or something. He is fragile. So he's probably getting hurt a decent amount. So league average-ish, really good year last year. Huge double hitter. I mean, these guys have this is the type of guy that I would have all throughout my lineup with my Royals sim. A dude like this. We need dudes like this here in Anaheim. But an absolute monster of a player here, Julio Gomez. And like I said, like everybody's fragile in these. This guy's fragile. This guy's fragile. Everybody's fragile once you get in these later years of a sim. Vincent Boza was their first round pick in 2027. Really solid shortstop for them. Puts up a 4 WAR. His first year in the big leagues. A really, really young team here in Oakland too. Which is what they need in Oakland because obviously even with this team that wins the World Series, their budget is still not going to be great. But I would imagine that it is better than it used to be. But yeah, they don't hit too many home runs, but they hit doubles. They put the ball in play. They don't strike out. They play good defense. Solid ball club here. Vance Honeycutt, not quite what he used to be here. Looks like did he get hurt? No, he just was a backup center fielder. Who was their center fielder this year? I guess he was. Why was he not playing? It says he only had like a sore elbow and flu-like symptoms this year. So why did he only play... He was a AAA. I'm a moron. Why was he in AAA? This guy's won you 3 Gold Gloves and you had him in AAA? Who was your center fielder all year long then? Am I dumb? What is... Were they playing Gomez in center field? Okay, so Gomez did get a good chunk at center field for them. Was Devlin even playing center? No. Was it the Rollerson guy? No. So who the hell was playing center field for them? Very, very strange. Don't tell me it was this guy. No. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. All we know is that for whatever reason, Vance Honeycutt barely played for them in the big leagues this season, but still managed to win 3 Gold Gloves here, and still only 3 years of service time. Very weird player where he's like a 2-WAR defender, but he almost 3-WAR defender, but he just never actually hits. Yeah, but yeah, still a really good center fielder. Obviously, he gets a ring. The Oakland A's, you gotta love that. The Oakland A's get it done here. What is their budget looking like? Yeah, still 30th payroll, 32nd budget. But this, as much as this looks awful, it's better than it is when you start out with the Oakland A's in this game. And, you know, their budget has been literally the exact same since 2025. And they are projected to once again have the same budget they had. But you know, they're working with it right now. They have a bunch of young guys. Obviously, it's not going to be a long-term thing with this sort of budget, but you know, flags fly forever.